Get ready for Shrek 5 with the complete rundown of the Shrek franchise in timeline order. Here we go! Puss in Boots is a puss in boots who's been on many adventures, like stopping thieves, and so much more. Puss in Boots is a fugitive on the run, seeking to bring honour back to his name. One night, Puss learns that Jack and Jill went up the hill and are now in possession of magic beans that he's always wished to find. But when he tries to steal them, he's interrupted by Kitty Softpaws, who's a kitty with soft paws. She's been hired by Puss's estranged friend, Humpty Dumpty, to steal the beans too. Puss and Humpty were orphans raised in San Ricardo, but their friendship broke when Humpty tricked Puss into assisting him with a bank robbery. It went wrong and Puss has been on the run ever since. But Humpty wants to make amends, so offers to team up and steal the magic beans together, just like they always dreamed. Puss is hesitant, but he reluctantly agrees. The three are successful in the heist, with the beans leading them to a giant castle where they steal a golden goose who lays golden eggs. Everything goes pretty much perfectly, until it no longer goes pretty much perfectly, when Eggman betrays Puss. After the failed bank heist, Puss escaped from authorities, but Humpty was caught. He used the time in prison with Jack and Jill to scheme a revenge plan against Puss for abandoning him. Humpty is made to look like a hero of the town, bringing everyone wealth, while Puss has been tricked, leading to him no longer being an outlaw on the run, instead locked in a prison cell with barely any room to run. But then Puss learns that Mother Goose is heading to San Ricardo to save Child Goose. Kitty helps Puss escape, realizing Humpty's plan has gone too far, and together they stop the destruction of San Ricardo. Humpty doesn't want to give up the valuable poultry, but in order to save the town and rekindle his friendship, realizes that he has to have a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men don't even bother to try and put Humpty back together again. There's like way too many pieces. But the town is saved and Puss has brought honour back to his name. Puss is once again on the run, until he's no longer on the run after being stopped by guards searching for him. But Puss isn't being charged with a crime, he's been taken to Princess Alexandra, requesting he find the Heart of Fire ruby stolen from her crown by the Whisperer, who is someone that whispers. Puss agrees to the mission and uses the Whisperer's captured mercenaries to take him to their master's location. The mercenaries, known as the Three Diablos, may look cute and innocent, but they're ferocious and the opposite of innocent, getting the upper hand on Puss. But he can't be defeated that easily and uses his adorableness powers to take round 2. However, Puss then learns that the Three Diablos are orphans and sympathizes with them, offering an opportunity to lead them on the metaphorical path of good. Together, Puss in Boots and the Three Diablos find the Whisperer, leading to a battle. While the Whisperer's voice may be quiet, his fighting is loud, but the numbers are in the cat's favor, defeating the evil, reclaiming the jewel and returning it to Princess Alexandra. Puss receives his monetary reward and presents the princess with the kittens in boots as her personal guards, making sure the Heart of Fire ruby can never be stolen again. Then Puss rides off to his next adventure. We meet Shrek, who's an ogre reading a fairy tale while doing his business. But it's not a great story because he uses one of the pages to wipe his bum. I really hope that isn't his waist he's showering in. Like every ogre in this fairy tale land, he's feared by all. All that is, except for an annoying talking donkey, who's a donkey. Everyone is surprised that he can talk, even though literally all the other animals in this movie can also talk. There's not really a friendship between the two characters, but if there is, it's more one-sided from Donkey. Shrek just wants to be left alone. He's not even tempted by waffles. Shrek prefers drinking eyeball margaritas and eating slug salad. One day, Shrek's peace is interrupted by a multitude of fairy tale creatures banished to a swamp by Lord Farquaad, ruler of Duloc. So Shrek sets off with Donkey to confront Farquaad and reclaim his home. Farquaad is short, which everyone constantly makes sure to remind him about. He wants to become king, but the only way to do so is by marrying a princess. He selects Princess Fiona, but she's imprisoned in a castle guarded by a dragon, so he organizes a tournament that would see the bravest knight rescue Fiona for him. Shrek and Donkey arrive as the tournament is taking place, leading to Farquaad changing the rules of the contest so the champion would be whoever can kill the ogre. I always thought Shrek wanted to settle this over paint, but the thick Scottish accent was actually saying pint. None of the knights want to settle it over a pint or paint, leading to Shrek taking the victory. So instead, Farquaad sends Shrek on the quest to rescue Fiona in exchange for removing the fairy tale creatures from his swamp. On their journey, Shrek explains that ogres are like onions because they have layers. So I guess that must mean Donkey is like an orange because the fruit and the colour have the same name like Donkey and his species. Shrek and Donkey arrive at the castle, getting past the dragon to rescue Fiona from the highest room in the tallest tower, only for her to be disappointed that her rescuer is an ogre and not a prince. This doesn't bother Shrek, as he's just here to deliver the princess to Farquaad so he can get his swamp back. However, as they're travelling back to Duloc, Shrek and Fiona begin to form a romantic connection, sharing scary floss and literal animal balloons. We then learn that Fiona has been cursed to turn into an ogre at night, and that the curse can only be broken with true love's first kiss. She conceals this from Shrek and Donkey, but Donkey's curious ways eventually discovers her secret. Shrek overhears part of Fiona and Donkey's conversation and mistakenly believes Fiona was calling him a hideous monster when she was actually referring to herself. Hurt by this, Shrek leaves Fiona for Farquaad and the two agree to marry that day. Donkey brings Shrek to his senses, then the two fly to Duloc's castle on the dragon that was guarding Fiona's castle, who is now in a relationship with Donkey, having a shared connection of being named after their species. Shrek crashes the wedding, where Fiona reveals her ogre form. Farquaad is disgusted and orders the guards to kill them, only for the dragon to save the day and eat Farquaad. Shrek and Fiona share true love's first kiss, permanently changing Fiona into her true form, an ogre. The two marry and live happily ever after.
Welcome to the Shrek in the Swamp karaoke dance party.
We're all invited to the Shrek in the Swamp karaoke dance party. We get a medley of very specific tunes that relate to each character.
Staying alive! Staying alive! Oh, 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 oh.
So let me know in the comments what song you would sing. Newlyweds Shrek and Fiona are trying to find their way to Honeymoon Hotel with Donkey's assistance. Suddenly, Fiona is kidnapped by Thelonious, so Shrek and Donkey chase after. The pursuit leads them to a spooky graveyard, freaking Donkey out, causing Humpty to fall off a wall again. The ghost of Farquaad appears, possessing a stone dragon to attack the pair. But don't worry, they're saved by a scaly dragon. In an aerial chase, they reenact A New Hope before stopping Farquaad from killing Fiona and making her as queen of the spirit world. And it turns out, you can kill someone who's already dead with the right temperature flame. Thanks to the help of the donkey named Donkey and dragon named Dragon, the two ogres who aren't named after their species can get back to their honeymoon.
Can't stop thinking about it.
Prince Charming is on a journey to rescue Fiona from the highest room in the tallest tower, but Shrek already did that, and now they're accidentally in love on their honeymoon. When the couple return to their swamp, they receive an invitation from Fiona's parents to celebrate their marriage at the Kingdom of Far Far Away, which is far, far away unless you live right by it. Shrek is reluctant to go, and his worries are warranted because they receive a less than warm welcome from Fiona's parents, who weren't expecting ogres. Meanwhile, the fairy godmother is furious because the plan was for her son, Prince Charming, to marry Fiona. She orders Fiona's father, Harold, to fix the problem or he will lose his own happily ever after. So the king hires Puss in Boots to remove Shrek from the picture, but Puss is unable to remove Shrek from any picture and confesses Harold's plan. Shrek is determined to prove his love for Fiona and to not make her feel embarrassed when around him. So he, Donkey and Puss steal a happily ever after potion from the fairy godmother's potion factory, which Shrek and Donkey drink, and now they're sexy. But the potion also affects the appearance of Fiona, transforming her back into a person. Now all Shrek has to do is kiss Fiona in his person form and the couple will stay like this forever. Unfortunately for Shrek, Prince Charming pretends to be the person form of Shrek, so when he sees the two happy together, he leaves, deciding the best thing for Fiona is to let her go. But then he realizes the worst thing to do is let her go, because he overhears the fairy godmother scheming to have a love potion put in Fiona's tea to ensure the true love's first kiss between her and Charming will work. The fairy godmother sees Shrek spying and has him, Puss and Donkey arrested. They need a hero, preferably strong and fast, but instead get a gingerbread man, a puppet, and 3 vision-impaired mice. However, it's good enough. Shrek arrives at the castle, but he's too late. Charming unconsensually kisses Fiona, but it's alright, Harold didn't put the love potion in Fiona's tea, so this was not true love's kiss. Enraged, the fairy godmother bibbidi-bobbidi-boos Shrek, only for Harold to dive in the way of the spell, breaking his happily ever after, turning into the Frog Prince. Although his armor deflects part of the spell back onto the godmother, causing her to burst into bubbles. Harold apologizes for his behavior and realizes that love is love, giving Shrek and Fiona his blessing. The couple have an opportunity to remain in person form, but are happy being ogres. So everyone transforms back into their true beauty, which is celebrated with Livin' La Vida Loca. Also, Donkey and Dragon
Far away idol.
Puss and Donkey can't get away from the microphone, much to the annoyance of Gingy's headache. Fiona claims they're not that bad. However, Donkey thinks that he's better than not bad, so Simon Cowell comes in to settle the debate with a singing competition. Donkey's up first with Disco Inferno, but takes the song a little too literally. Pinocchio sings Mr. Roboto, but Shrek finds his performance
Quite wooden, actually.
Girls Just Wanna Have Fun is Doris's song, but Simon suggests singing lessons. You're never gonna believe what Wolfie sings. Just kidding, it's obviously Hungry Like the Wolf. Prince Charming is Too Sexy for His Shirt, which is also the song he sings. The Three Blind Mice ironically sing I Can See Clearly Now. Sugar Sugar is Gingy's song. Captain Hook is Hooked on a Feeling. Puss's Boots Are Made for Walking, and that's just what he sings. Then Shrek and Fiona step away from judging to sing a song of their own.
That's what I like about you.
The votes are in, and the next Far, Far Away Idol winner is Simon Cowell.
My way.
The king of Far, Far Away is dying, dead. So Shrek and Fiona are now the rulers of the kingdom. However, Shrek doesn't want to be king, so he goes to pick up the next in line, Arthur Artie Pendragon. But before he leaves with Puss and Donkey, he learns that Fiona is pregnant, which freaks him out. The trio pick up Artie from Worcestershire Academy, who is nothing like they envisioned. He's bullied by the bullied, scrawny, and so uncool. But that doesn't bother Shrek. He doesn't want to be king, so he tells Artie that he's actually next in line. This excites Artie, until Puss and Donkey freak him out with the responsibilities of a king. Now Artie wants to go back to being bullied, but when trying to turn the ship around, Shrek stops him, causing the boat to lose control and crash on the island where Merlin lives. Meanwhile, far, far away at Far, Far Away, Prince Charming is seeking revenge for the death of his mother and loss of the throne, so he attacks the castle, capturing Fiona and the other princesses. Charming then learns of Shrek's quest and sends Captain Hook to take him out. Shrek and the others avoid capture, but learn of Charming's plans, so Merlin teleports them back to the kingdom. In the process, Donkey and Puss switch bodies, but that doesn't really affect the plot in any way, and it gets reversed at the end. Charming intercepts them, trying to kill Artie, but Shrek steps in, saying if he wants the throne, he needs to kill the true next heir, him. Thinking he was next in line, this information annoys Artie, but then he realizes that he would have died if it did bother him, so he returns to the kingdom to save Shrek. The other captured princesses and fairy tale creatures have also managed to escape and are now on their way to stop Charming too. Shrek's execution is all set to go down during a stage production, but thanks to his excellent acting skills, he's able to survive. Unfortunately for Charming, he has terrible acting skills, so he dies. Artie accepts the throne and is now crowned the king of Far, Far Away, leading to him giving a speech that convinces heroes and villains to live in harmony. Oh, and Shrek comes to terms with the idea of having kids, which is helpful because Fiona gives birth to 3 of them. Shrek and Fiona's babies are all clean, ready to play in the mud while Shrek relaxes. Oh, Donkey's here. He's getting into the Christmas spirit as there's only 159 days to go, but Shrek doesn't really care about that holiday, just like another green creature. But as they get closer to the special day, Shrek learns that Fiona loves Christmas, and as Shrek loves Fiona, he needs to do a Christmas for her. He learns all there is to know, checking off the tasks required to make a perfect Christmas. But Donkey wants to make it a perfecter Christmas and replaces everything he put together with something closer to the pictures in the guidebook. This makes Shrek mad, so kicks all his friends out, disappointing Fiona, who leaves to apologize. Shrek reflects and realizes he was in the wrong, but there's still time to save Christmas. He apologizes to the others and opens up about it being his first Christmas. With this knowledge, they all return to the swamp and share the holiday together. Shrek is overwhelmed with being a father and the concept of being a celebrity. He wants to remember what it's like to be feared by people and live in peace, so he seeks an opportunity to live that life for a day thanks to Rumpelstiltskin, who's had significant plastic surgery since we last saw him. In order for Shrek to live the day he dreams, he needs to give up another day. However, Shrek didn't read the terms and conditions of the magical contract and learns that the day he gave up was the day he was born. So after being teleported to an alternate reality, his happiness soon turns into the opposite of happiness. In this reality, Rumpelstiltskin rules Far, Far Away, because with no Shrek to save Fiona, her parents struck a deal with Rumpel that would see him control the kingdom in exchange for Fiona's curse to be broken. In this reality, ogres are hunted and imprisoned, donkeys get fooled by obvious traps, and Puss in Boots are less than agile. Shrek and Donkey join the ogre resistance, led by Fiona, and plans to share Truelove's first kiss with her for the third time to break another spell. But it's not that easy, particularly when Rumple finds out and orders the Pied Piper to dance the ogres to him. Shrek and Fiona are captured, but the other ogres like Brogan and Cookie, along with Puss and Donkey, help with the rescue. During the epic climactic battle, Shrek sacrifices himself to save Fiona and the other ogres, which Fiona sees as true love, kissing him and breaking the spell. Shrek returns to his original reality where he realizes not to take for granted what he has, embracing his wife and children, appreciating his life and the joy they bring. It's the Ogre Baby's first Halloween, so what better way to celebrate than with a bunch of scary stories? But the swamp isn't scary enough to tell scary stories in, so he and some of the other fairy tale creatures go to Farquaad's abandoned castle of Duloc for added spookiness. Gingy goes first with The Bride of Gingy, a tale about a wife who's a little too in love with he. This scares the three pigs away, so now Puss and Donkey tell theirs, but they can't agree on the details of where to put the scares. Now it's Shrek's turn. He thinks he's got this in the bag, and he does when Fiona and the kids help with the gag. Inside the Candy Apple, tavern, not food, Donkey is singing Christmas carols because it's Christmas time. The infectious tune leads to everyone else joining in and singing their own songs. The ogre song is a punny version of Jingle Bells. Puss in Boots steps up with Feliz Navidad. Before they get to the final track, Gingy stops Pinocchio from eating his family. Then they wrap up the holiday cheer with a fairy tale rock.
That's the fairy tale rock!
Shrek lights the fireplace during the holiday. Donkey warms up but should have stood further away. Wolfie pulls a dangerous prank on Pinocchio. Donkey then returns with a marshmallow. Puss in Boots treats himself with a Christmas cookie. Speaking of cookie, he's made a dish with the things that help us see. Farquaad puts his binky in Donkey's snout. Shrek's feet reek, causing the mice to pass out. Fiona puts out milk and cookies for Santa Claus. But Gingy rescues the treat, not wanting it in anyone's jaws. This one claims to be Santa, but I'm pretty sure it's Cap. Felicia pulls Puss's tail while he tries to take a nap. Rumpelstiltskin tries to put out the fire but fails in this feat. Puss is back with yet another very tasty sweet treat. Donkey tries to scare us in his Santa costume. The Pied Piper makes Pinocchio dance in the room. Fiona breaks a nut so Cookie has something to eat. The Pied Piper plays the flute while dancing by the heat. Rumple tries to scare Shrek but his pranking skills are low. Puss has his head in a bowl eating the rest of the cookie dough. Pinocchio is suspicious that we're all watching them. Fiona puts more cookies out, but Gingy again condemns. The fire goes out, but Banana rekindles the flame. More cookies, eaten by Puss before Gingy can enter frame. The Pied Piper makes a Christmas tree in the fireplace. Puss in Boots is still constantly stuffing his face. Cookie makes hot chocolate with an odd recipe, before Santa delivers all of them another cookie. For one night only, the fairy tale creatures get to view The Sound Doth Music, but Shrek is disappointed that on Halloween night, they're not watching something scary, like a tale with mummies or man-eating plants or zombies. So Puss and Donkey try to cheer him up in the best way they know how, a musical number performing the Michael Jackson song, Thriller. This awakens all the deceased characters and turns everyone else into mummies or man-eating plants or zombies. This, however, does not cheer Shrek up, as he's neither a fan of singing nor dancing, particularly when Donkey's involved. But it was all a dream, or should I say, nightmare, because Shrek only slept through the previews, so now he has to sit through 3 hours of Fiona's mum singing about a few of her favourite things. The three little pigs are walking home from hospital after Heimlich broke his leg from spying on their neighbour. But this isn't the first time Heimlich has been caught spying. He's one suspicious pig, who gets even more suspicious when they return to their straw stick brick house, seeing Wolfie acting strange. Heimlich once again uses his eye to spy, but an inopportune toilet break causes him to miss Wolfie transform into a person at the full moon. The pig sees the lady, but when he tries to show Dieter and Horst, Wolfie transforms back into a Wolfie, leading to them not believing him. They even try to prove him wrong, so this little piggy and that little piggy go wee all the way over to Wolfie's house, only to be kidnapped. Heimlich freaks out before he too is taken by the transformed wolf, who plans on eating them. The pigs are able to escape and run away. Hopefully for them, they have better speed and stamina to outrun this werewolf. Puss is back on another adventure, once again facing danger straight in the face. But nothing's too tough for the arrogant Puss. Well, except this bell. Puss is now down to his last of 9 lives. A doctor advises he hang up the boots, but Puss can't accept that reality until he's put in another near-death situation against a bounty-hunting bigger, badder wolf, not to be confused with the big bad wolf. Now fearing his mortality, Puss retires to live a mundane life at Mama Luna's cat home with one dog named Perrito. One day, Goldilocks and the 3 bears come looking for Puss, hoping he can help them find the wishing star that can grant a single wish, that wish being for Goldilocks to have a true family. They're unable to recognize him due to his great big bushy beard, but Puss uses this information as an opportunity to find the star himself and get 8 more 1-ups. Perrito joins in on the journey that sees Puss reunite with Kitty Softpaws, who is also after the star, wishing she can find someone she can trust. This is a value she lost when Puss left her at the altar on their wedding day. Not only is Puss, Kitty, Goldilocks and the 3 bears after the last wish, but so is Big Jack Horner, who wants to become the most powerful being. Using a map Puss and Kitty stole from Jack, they journey through dangerous obstacles, being followed closely by the others trying to get the star. In a final showdown to get the wish, Puss once again faces the bigger, badder wolf. But with Puss learning to no longer be arrogant or take life for granted, he accepts that he cannot escape death, so the wolf decides to spare him. But then Jack shows up and is about to make his damaging wish. So in order to stop him, the others have to destroy the star so no one can have it. However, despite no one wishing upon a large, remote, incandescent body like the sun, everyone was able to have their wish come true along their journey. Goldilocks learned that she always had a true family with the 3 bears, Kitty learned to trust again, and Puss found a new appreciation of life. Puss and Kitty rekindled their relationship, then they plus Perrito set off to Shrek 5. This is the story of one of Puss in Boots' 9 lives. Years ago, Del Mar was ravaged by great famine, but Puss knew that with Poseidon's trident, he would be able to save the town. So in the dead of night, Puss snuck aboard a pirate ship to steal the trident that they themselves had stolen. He grabs it out of the captain's hands while asleep, only for the crew to wake. Perrito tries to guess what happens next that led to Puss's exciting death, but it turns out it was just a joyride out of a cannon after Kitty had saved the day and all the danger had passed.
Gatos locos.
And now you're all caught up and ready to see Shrek 5. You're welcome. Don't forget to absolutely obliterate that like, subscribe and share button. I'm just kidding. Only do it with enough force that it registers. I don't want any of you breaking whatever device you're watching this on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what your favourite film in the Shrek franchise is.